I'm very excited to introduce you to our newest forecaster. This is Samantha Rubin. She has joined the ESAC team for the season, and we're super pumped to have her. So this is actually the first time anyone's meeting her publicly. So big welcome to Sammy. She is going to give us an update on the NAS. For those of you who've been following our website over the last few seasons, we kind of updated the website a couple years ago, and we joined what we call the National Avalanche Center website, forecast platform. So they have kind of pooled a bunch of resources from different avalanche centers and created a nationalized platform. So all the forecast here looks the same as it does in Bridgeport, which looks the same as it does in the Sawtooth, which is a super exciting thing for you as the users. And this year we're going to be also joining their observation platform. So Sammy's going to give us an introduction to kind of the fun updates to that platform and what you can expect to see on our website this coming season.
That's great. Cool. All right. Yeah. Hi, everyone. I'm Sammy. It's nice to meet you all. See all your beautiful faces. Sweet. So we'll get right into it. Woo! We're at ESA. Yay! Very exciting. Oh no. It's blowing it already. Oh God. Great. Cool. So if you hop onto our website right now, this is what you'll see. This is the front page. We have lots going on. This is our forecasting region. Super cool. We've seen this picture, right? Our forecast region is from Virginia Lake, all the way up here, all the way down to Bishop Creek. So that's a pretty big area, right? Pretty big. So we really count on y'all's help with observations to help us get information so that we can make better forecasts. Forecasts? Woo! Oh, can't quite see there. Forecast, yay! You can click on our website. You can get the forecast. Oh no. There we go. I'm sure everyone in this room and in the Zoom world has seen something like this. This is the beginning of the forecast, right? We've got the bottom line. We've got the danger rating. You can hop over to weather and recent observations. You can continue scrolling and you'll get a much deeper dive into the avalanche problems and the forecast discussion. Now, let's focus on observations because that is a really important entity of being able to forecast. So if you click up here, we've got our observations tab. This is what it will look like. So our ESAC website is going to go through a small update as we adjust to this NAC platform. I've pulled this from Bridger Teton. Again, the really cool thing about this platform is it's consistent with other avalanche centers around the country. So while this is Bridger Teton and you'll see, Yellowstone, other area names, it'll look the same on our site in the very, very near future. So that's exciting. Submit an observation. Ooh, fun. Let's see if this will work. Yes. Awesome. Cool. So we're going to go through this together to emphasize how easy and fun submitting observations can be. And this platform too is really cool because it kind of tells you specifically what information we are really looking for. So it kind of probes you to give us exactly what we need. So we'll have better observations across the board. So first things first, if you notice up here, use the laser pointer, there's a short form and a long form. So we'll look at the short form first. The average backcountry user will likely use the short form. That's kind of what's encouraged. So short form, here we have, and this question was brought up earlier, public versus private. We're still kind of figuring out the specifics of that, but if you specifically want your observation to remain private, you can note that, which is great. They may all be private, to be determined. Photo usage, yeah, same thing. This has to do with privacy. We'll continue forward. All right, so Location name, you can type in where you were. The other thing you can do is you can come over to this map and you can click exactly where you were. You can click the region of where you were. The more accurate, the more helpful it is for us. And it will link you, or you put that in, and we'll see later that that's important because someone will be able to look at your observation and see exactly where it was from. So that's a really cool tool. Let's see. For now, we can put Jackson, since this is in Bridger Teton. You can put your name. You can put your phone number, which is helpful for us as forecasters, because then if we need more information from you, say you'd submit something that is totally different from what we were seeing, maybe we'll call you up and ask you what was going on. If you don't want to put your phone number, you don't have to. But email, we do need to see your email if you want credit for your observation. Also, again, it can be really helpful to initiate communication if you saw something and we're like, what the heck is that? Date, super important because it's related to the weather. Easy enough. Let's see. Great. Activity, what were you doing? It actually kind of is important for us to know and maybe for other people as well. Traveling via snowmobile might be a little bit different than backcountry skiing or snowboarding. Maybe you did both. All right, let's get into the meat and potatoes. Signs of instability. Did you see anything? No, super easy. No, super easy. No, super easy. Great. Where it gets a little more in depth is if you did see something. Did you see any recent avalanches? Yes. All right. Now we have a further question. Did you trigger an avalanche? Oops. You can also get definitions of the words you don't know if you double click. All right. Next question. Was anyone caught? No. Great. Yes. Ooh, unfortunate. You can provide more details in the avalanches category. This is an instance where, we might call you up or send you an email and want a little bit more information. Did you experience any snowpack cracking? Also really helpful information for us. Maybe you didn't see an avalanche, but you noticed instability. We want to know about it. Was it widespread or was it isolated? Right? As Jeff was just talking about, there's a lot of spatial variability in this forecast region. Even from one slope to the next, you might have cliffs, you might have convex terrain, concave terrain. Was the cracking you were seeing, was it isolated to something or were you seeing it everywhere? We want to know that. It's really helpful for us. It's really helpful for other people who are going to read your observations as well. All right. Let's say you didn't. Did you experience snowpack collapsing? Was it collapsing under your feet? Did you hear any whoomphing? And again, same thing. Was it isolated or widespread? All right. Field notes. If you ever don't know what to say when you're writing an observation, but you felt like you saw something and you want to contribute, this new platform is really great because it shows you a list of questions to prompt you. And these are the things, again, that we really want to know and care about. Signs of instability. How much new snow was there? What was the weather doing? Did you do any snowpack tests? What were the results? How cautiously or aggressively did you travel? Right? Were you on a snowmobile and you went 50 miles in a day? Or were you backcountry touring in the Sherwins and you did one quick lap? What did you do? And then your general overall impression. You can add photos, and this is really cool. They need to be a JPEG or a PNG, I will note. I was using this with Bridgeport last year, and I kept trying to submit photos that weren't, and it was annoying. But if you use your iPhone or just your cell phone, not everyone's an iPhone user, to take pictures, it's really easy to just upload them, which is really cool. The other thing is you can upload something, a little video. So maybe you're doing a snowpack test and you see something and you want to show it in your observation, you can upload that video, which is super sweet. So this is the short form, super straightforward, super simple. If you are a professional in the room or an advanced user and you would like to provide us with a slew of important information, you can check out the long form. Some of the differences are describing your route, making comments on instabilities, providing a snowpack summary, and then you can even go in and add avalanche problems. Maybe you traveled on many aspects and multiple elevations. You can let us know. You can fill out the little rows. That's pretty neat. Tell us what you saw, where you saw it. And again, observation summary, something different, weather, right? A little more in depth than just a couple comments. You can get really specific into cloud cover, snow available for transport, etc., etc. And then again, photos and videos. So really, really awesome platform for us to use, very streamlined. And again, it'll be the same as many other avalanche centers in the country. So if you travel, super simple, you can go hop on to their avalanche site and check out what's going on, and it'll look the same. If you want to submit an observation, it'll be the same. Really, really awesome platform that NIC has provided us with. And again, the idea here is that it makes it easy for you all to provide us with observations that are quality so we can make better forecasts and so people can see what's going on in our forecast region. All right, let's see. The PowerPoint. Nice. Great, thank you. All right. Some other really cool things about our new observation platform that we'll get to see is if we click on recent observations, we'll find ourselves in this realm. We have multiple tabs up here. We'll focus on observations first. So again, this is the Bridger-Teton zone. Ours will be in our zone. Some really cool things. These are all the observations, right, that are published. They're color-coded when you look over here on the map, right? So when we talked about pinpointing our observation, it's pinpointed to whatever location you chose. Now, for anyone who's looking at the observations in the observation tab, they can see where you pinpointed, and then they can see what was going on there. So you can pick a date, you can pick a zone, you can look for something public, you can look for something from a forecaster. This is just the generic page, and this was last season. I just kind of picked the whole season to give you a good idea. But it's color-coded, so you can see where people just submitted observations. You can see right away where there are observations with avalanche activity. That's what we see in the red. And then you can see in the orange observations with cracking and collapsing. There's one right there, one right there. And so if you were to go specifically to a date, maybe it was March 25th, you could see specifically what observations came about that day. And without having to get into the nitty-gritty, you could look straight at this map and be like, oh, cool. There were no avalanches that were observed today. Or, oh, wow, there were a lot of avalanches observed today everywhere in the region. So really, really, really awesome visual aid. If we go over to the avalanche tab, we get even more information. Again, we have the observations. We can get into the meat and potatoes here, or we can look at this visual. And these, by the way, you can click on these and the specific observation will show up, or the specific avalanche. And these, again, are color-coded. So you can see this is all avalanche activity, and this is the range of the whole season. But D1 is in yellow, D2 is in orange, D3 is in red. I don't think we see any D3s. But again, a really awesome visual tool to make it super quick, easy to check out what's going on, see what's going on. So when you're making tour plans, or if you're just trying to understand the snowpack, X, Y, Z, it's a much more streamlined process. All right, and again, we've got more visuals. This new platform is really cool because there's lots of visual aids. If you like pictures, like I do, it's great. Again, everything's color-coded, right, from our avalanche activity. Again, you have all these filters if you're looking for something specific. But you can also just start scrolling, and if you start scrolling, you will see a graph that looks like this. Tells you where the avalanches have been. So we can see for last season in Bridger-Teton where the avalanches were throughout the season, right? Super easy. You can look at it and be like, oh, wow, yeah, the Tetons really had the bulk of the avalanche activity. We also have this fun map that you'll see if you continue scrolling. This is a heat map, or sorry, this is not a heat map, but it's color coded again, really cool. And you can see number of avalanches in relation to the date. You can also see when cracking occurred in relation to the date, and then when there were observations where no instabilities occurred. So this one's kind of interesting because it really highlights spatial variability, right? You have on the same day, no instability, cracking, and avalanche activity, kind of for the bulk of the season. Another graph that you'll see color coded, again, you can look at this pie chart. What were the average sizes of the avalanches seen throughout the season, and how were they triggered? Were they human triggered, natural, unknown, etc.? And again, color coordinated by size. This one's super cool. This is a heat map. There we go. This is our rows that we like to look at, except it has been filled in with avalanche activity, and the size of the circle is related to how much avalanche activity this aspect saw at this elevation, right? So we have our avalanche rows with below tree line, mid tree line, and above tree line terrain. You can look and be like, all right, cool. Last season, what were the northern aspects doing? Oh, wow, below tree line, near tree line. That's where the bulk of avalanche activity was. Not as much above tree line. Yeah, not really much going on in the southwest. Really, really awesome tool. It'll be interesting for us to see what it looks like in our region, as our storms often take a particular pattern of travel, and that relays to the type of avalanches we get and where. But again, a really cool tool to see what's been going on in terms of avalanche activity. More graphs. Lots of really cool visuals. Here we have avalanches over time, similar to our other graph, color coded, except this is a different way to see the sizes of them. Again, it highlights spatial variability, right? You've got D3s on the same day as D2s and D1s. Overall, you can see that whatever day this was near February 12th had a lot of avalanche activity. Wow, almost 40. That's a lot. Wow. Great. Cool. The other cool thing about our website is if you go to weather maps, first thing you'll see is this windy forecast map in live stream, which is, well, we're in the Sierra and we apparently love wind here. So it's a great way to get an idea of what will happen in the very near future or what has happened. The other thing is this is also in conjunction with the new NAC platform that we've got. We have regional weather sensors, and these are up and running now. So you can play around with this and explore. Super, super cool. You can click on any one of these little dots and it'll take you to, dun, 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 dun. Let's see if I can figure this out. Super cool. It'll take you to, you can hover over any one of these and it'll take you to a table of lots of weather data. It's got temperature, relative humidity, dew points, wind speed and gusts, wind direction, and then precipitation accumulation and change. Super, super cool, super informative. You can do it over a 24-hour period. You can do it over a 7-day period. You can pick a custom date. Really, really awesome that we have these. And again, more visuals. You can scroll through and you can see temperature changes. You can see relative humidity, dew point, all the things we saw you can look at in graphical form. Something I really like is wind, being able to look at it with arrows. That just helps my brain a lot. I'm gonna use this. Helps my brain a lot to understand what's going on. And you can look at the arrow in relation to speed, which is really, really neat. And again, we're in the Sierra. we love wind. So really beautiful thing that we've got. If you didn't like the wind graph up here, don't worry. We have another visual. Another way to see wind, because again, we love wind here. We have this wind rose, which is super cool. And personally, I'm very excited for this. You can see again, color coded. Is it calm, light, moderate, strong, extreme? We'll probably see some of that. And where is it coming from? So very, very exciting. And you can see gusts, which we also care about. Same thing. And again, this is only Rock Creek, right? So someone had a question earlier about this, the variability and how big our forecast range is, right? Something you can do is, if you've got a little bit of free time, you can come in here and go to the weather, regional weather sensors, and you can scroll around, right? You can see what's going on in the northern part of the region. You can look at the past weather, 24 hours, 7 days. You can see what the snow height is, right? And that's probably going to look a little bit different than what you'll find down in Big Pine. But now you have access to that data, which if you're willing to take the time to sift through, can be really helpful in trying to understand some of the storm patterns that we have, or maybe what's to come as a storm is coming in, right? So that's a really, really, really cool feature. Again, easy to use, nice visual here. So yeah, the NAC has done a lot of really cool stuff, and I'm psyched that we're getting to use it this season with ESAC. I got to use it last season working up in Bridgeport, and it was great. It's very streamlined. Did I do it? Oh, yes. Okay, great. Yeah, and so again, just want to emphasize, whether it's the short form observation or the long form observation, we've got this beautiful new streamlined platform, lots of cool visual aids. The visual aids need data, right? So we need you all to submit observations in order to have those cool visual aids in the future to look upon. So I highly encourage you, submit observations, short form, long form. We love them. They help us make better forecasts for everyone. Yeah, and again, avalanche.org. So just highlighting how our forecast region with these updates will have very similar platforms to the other regions in the United States. Streamlined, good for teachers, good for users, right? It'll be a really cool thing we got going on from here on out. So, yeah.